Shall we let's go to somewhere in the middle, maybe?
Would you ever like to see Rimmer meet someone who doesn't hate him in the first 10 seconds of talking to him?
I'm sure he must have met someone for 12 seconds. I'm sure, yeah, I mean, I guess so, yeah. Well, that would be a bit boring, wouldn't it, really? I mean, if you think about Ace, that's the thing about him. Everyone loves him. Wherever he goes, Ace really, you know? And that's not as funny as people hating Rimmer, you know? No, you're not happy, right? She's not happy when she comes back with it. Get like question time.
This poor man, maybe we should get one friend at least.
Well, yeah, maybe. I don't know. I'm sure he has got a friend, doesn't he? The Scousers?
Rachel or Ingrid.
Rachel or Ingrid, yeah. And they don't talk, do they? Fantastic. No, but who knows? Who knows? In the forthcoming movie, this forthcoming, he may well find a friend, yeah. But you know, as I say, you know, for the purpose of the show and comedy, it'll be good for that relationship to go sour. Rimmer was sort of, I don't think really ever finds a little happiness. Right, that's probably a completely dissatisfying answer, but I've left it in the air, and that's important. Let's go on, somewhere over there. Take your time. Don't rush it.
So, are you in the sequel to Tomb Raider, and with your partner bigger, and who would you like to work with? That's like 3 questions in one.
I mean, I think there is a sequel to Tomb Raider, yeah. That's what I've heard. But as we all know in the film game, I don't know when it's going to be, I don't know if I'm in it. And these things I don't really, I don't like to talk about unless there's ink dry on contracts, you know. But I mean, I hear a rumour that Hilary, the Butler character, is in it. And it would be nice to develop it a bit more from the first Tomb Raider, because that was, I suppose what my honest opinion, I thought that it was a little bit too, action-based. You know what I mean? They could have had a little bit more on the love story and the domestic sort of scenes. You know, I think there were, for my own purposes, so my own impressions of it anyway. We did. I think there was, in the original script, there was quite a lot of humour, particularly from the Pims and Powell characters, Pims particularly, but a lot of that, for some reason, got shelved. You know, there was a few more humorousy bits for Hilary and Bryce as well, but for some reason, they really wanted to concentrate on, they shot so much stuff that they wanted to concentrate on the action. But I hope in a sequel, if I'm involved, or even if I'm not involved, whoever does it, I hope there's a little bit more light and shade in that respect. Who would I like to be in it? Well, I don't really know, really, to be honest with you. Angelina. I think that'll be a fairly strong possibility, as she is Lara Croft in it. And no, I mean, I'll work with anyone really who doesn't get on my tits. I'm not sure about that one, but I'll work on it and tell you later. Right, where are we? Let's do the aisle. Stick on the aisle there. We'll sort of meander back over there and then back over there again.
What do you know about the movie? The new Red Dwarf movie?
Right. I had a feeling this question might be there. Well, all I know, the honest truth, is that after a few false starts over the last year or so, a reliable financier has been found That's all I can say. There seems to be a very strong feeling. I'm not the best person to answer that question, but there seems to be a strong feeling that things really are going to get going this summer. I mean, I feel as if something's going to happen, and I'm sure all the other gang who've been up here, who are going to come up here, will probably give the same answer. Something will happen this summer, hopefully. Okay, that's one more from here, and then we will move down the aisle, across the aisle.
Did you wish you were trial characters like River and Britta signing on the new reality?
Well, I think Rimmer, I've sort of almost forgotten the sort of the benchmarks that I used at the time. It was 13 years ago or something now, so it's a long time ago since we did it. So I've forgotten. I always thought that the relationship between Rimmer and Lister was a bit like a school relationship with either your best mate in inverted commas or brothers. You know what I mean? That sort of slight love-hate kind of thing, always playing tricks on all that sort of carry on. And really, that was the only thing that sort of was in my mind at the time. And since then, it just evolved, you know, through the script and through the performance. So, in River's case, no, I didn't really think of anyone in particular. In the case of Britta's, yeah, I'm sure I've said this quite a few times, but again, I'll mention it. It was a guy that a musical director that I worked with in 1982 or 3, that was very British-y, was very anally retentive, you know. He had a Volvo, and he kept his Yamaha organ in the back, and you know, he always, you know, we did this tour of Wales, and all the other guys were saying, oh no, the best way to go is up the A, and hang a left, and then a few roads later you're there, and he kept saying, no, there's a better way than that, believe me. Come over the map, and we'll go over it, and I'll show you exactly how to get there. And so that was it, and that was, to me, that's who I thought of when I was doing British, you know. And the physicality of it was based on a neighbour of mine who was completely, just, you know, he was Mr. In Command, the old shaking of the head, and the sort of stamping of the feet, and all that sort of thing. You know, ex-sort of Navy, I think he was. So all that slightly military kind of bearing thing came from there. Right, let's go over to that segment.
Where did they get Mr. Flibble from?
I don't know, to be honest with you. That must have come from Doug Naylor, I would have thought, who's not, I gather, going to be here to answer any questions because he's busy working on the aforementioned movie. Do you mean get the actual puppet, Mr. Phil, the idea?